Welcome back to Let's Talk Comics. I'm Nick 5.
I'm Stevie Ander.
And we are Omega Level.
Omega Level. Omega Level. Omega Level. Omega Level.
So on this issue of Let's Talk Comics, we're going to be discussing the new issue of Justice League Odyssey. Absolutely one of the best comic series out right now. Like, if you're not reading it and you're into comics, I don't know what you're doing with your life.
This is my favorite thing that we're currently reading and discussing.
Yeah, dude, it's
other than that, I've read better things.
And we're also going to talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is the last movie that's been released other than Captain Marvel, which we talked about last week, on the way to Endgame. So after this episode, we're going to be talking about like just random other comic book movies. Because now we're
like
done
Spawn.
with the road. Now we're done with the road to Endgame. Like Spawn. Let's break right down into Justice League Odyssey. So this issue deals very heavily with Darkseid, which is freaking awesome.
He has cameos.
Here's a little cameo.
No. This issue has like some of the most important things that's probably happened in like all of DC history.
Ever. Dude, yeah, it's unreal. Like, wow.
Maybe not most important, but like on the grand scale of things, like I don't think anything has really topped this.
Yeah, I did not expect that from this series, right? Like, it's obviously
No,
leading somewhere
not at
very
all.
grand with the new gods and like
Not
somehow
with the team that this is made up
Yeah,
out
with
of.
that's what I'm saying. With the team, even though like they're gods now and it has Darkseid in it, so you know something big's gonna happen. But they're building towards the end of all things right now. Like it's currently happening.
Yes.
Everything's ending. The Trinity's nowhere in sight. Probably don't even know about it.
The final dark is coming.
Yeah, dude, that's unreal.
The death of Dark is coming.
And that thing at the very, very end of the issue that shows up to Darkseid.
The eschaton?
Oh my god.
That's a new element.
Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
I guess they've always been, but they were just recently written.
Yeah, and they're waiting for the new gods all to die out. And since Darkseid's
Not even
the last
really
one,
waiting, because I think they're supposed to eat dead new gods.
Right,
And
but
he's like,
Darkseid's still
Darkseid
alive.
is like, you're no longer. We don't want to wait. We've been waiting since the beginning of everything to eat.
yeah, and we are hungry. And it's like, well, I'm still alive. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah, talk about a final page.
But that shows
death
how
of
powerful that thing is. After Darkseid just defeated all of these enemies that had weapons that were imbued and or technological weapons made to defeat a new god, and he killed all these beings.
Yes, the beginning of this. Let's start at the beginning instead of the ending. Like how we are.
No. This is Memento. This is the Memento edition. We're just gonna move backwards in time. So Darkseid is on a planet that is either pronounced Aeon or Elon. I'm not sure.
I was going to say that.
It's like Aeolon.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, well, I said it.
But yeah, he's just fighting a bunch of what seems like primitive people, I guess, that were given like insanely advanced technology somehow by Brainiac with the ability to harm a new god.
Yeah, what?
That should not be happening.
Yeah, to harm a new god. That's some pretty good technology.
Yeah, actually making him bleed. Actually, putting Darkseid through so much pain, like this is the most pain he's ever been through.
Yep.
Even when he was melted down to his core and became a baby.
Yeah,
That happened before.
which was an insane story. That was nuts.
I liked him better when he was a baby gun.
But yeah, so these things are just messing Darkseid up, but he is still just trudging right along being Darkseid.
He is ignoring the pain.
Yeah, just blocking it out.
I also love how in the middle of that like entire fight,
He has
like,
a vision?
senses.
Yeah.
Yeah, his other senses, his other box enhanced senses,
Yeah.
are seared because the source wall is just exploding, putting out so much energy. Like this is the most energy that's ever been released at once since the creation of the multiverse.
So yeah, big things are happening right now in this issue. And then we also jump to the actual Justice League Odyssey team, who are doing nothing near as important as what Darkseid is doing right now.
They're just arguing.
They're just trying to find Tamaran.
Yeah, Tamaran.
Yeah, and
They're
Tamaran arguing.
Yeah, but Jessica Cruz and Starfire were just bickering.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jessica Cruz is like, we need to leave.
And she's like, no, we need to go to my home planet.
Yeah. Starfire's not her normal self.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Whenever when that priest guy touched her,
like,
changed her.
Starfire, there are other things happening. Darkseid is, she's like, I don't care.
He's like, I don't
This
care.
has to somewhat deal with that. There's something on Tamaran that he wants.
Yeah, something. But he's already been there and gone.
Yep, exactly.
They don't know that, but. And yeah, I love when they get there and it's just in ruins. Everything is destroyed, and the only person left is
but
Commander.
Before they even got there, they crash landed because yet again the source wall has shattered.
Shattered. Yeah. Everything
How they
is being
even
destroyed.
survived this crash is like, I assume it's only because it's Brainiac ship.
Yeah, probably.
Like New Genesis got devastated. Apocalypse
was
like
seared.
Darkseid's planet that was like constructed that probably just engulfs like Earth probably like a million times is gone.
Yeah, just gone. All the new gods' planets are destroyed.
Yeah, all the new gods are dead except for one.
Except for Darkseid. Yeah, he's
Yes.
the only one left. But yeah, Jessica and Cruz and Starfire just arguing. Jessica Cruz is like, we need to leave. We need to get out of here. We cannot combat and fight this. We need help. We need the Trinity. We need everything. Like, this is not, we're not enough. Which I thought was kind of almost a funny little like nod to the reader. It's like,
Yeah.
you didn't expect this team, did you?
Yeah, exactly.
These four people
Also, like Jessica Cruz is part of this team, but she's almost out of commission because her ring's only at, I think
Like
she
40%?
said 40%.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
And she
said,
doesn't
I've
have
got to
what-
balance everything out.
Yeah, everything
like,
I do.
What's 40% Green Lantern energy? I thought that would still be enough to fight like a decent amount of stuff.
Yeah, but not
Not
Darkseid.
Darkseid.
Not Darkseid.
Not even weakened Darkseid.
No, definitely
not
not.
even currently bleeding out Darkseid.
No, definitely not. And if he was blocking all the pain from everything that's happening to him, I think he's going to easily handle those 4.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a problem.
Yeah.
They're going to have to fight freaking Commander now.
I feel stupid for reading that today. I was like, wait, is her name actually like pronounced Commander?
Yeah, it's Commander.
Oh my gosh.
That was a very, very inventive name they gave her. Old Commander. And they have like a conversation where she reveals that Darkseid did indeed come here and he left, but he promised that he would leave this world alone.
He delivered on his promise.
But he's Darkseid. He knew it was going to be destroyed anyways, so it didn't matter. He can just leave it to her.
I mean, she should only blame herself because she literally questioned herself 3 times, like, I don't trust you.
Yeah, and then did it
It's
anyway.
like, I can't take your word, but I'm going to anyway.
I'm going to do it
'Cause
anyway.
I really don't have much of a choice. I
I'm-
can't beat you.
I'm kind of an idiot.
Yeah, she even says like she's going to find him. They're tracking his boom tube like coordinates.
yeah.
'Cause he can
Of course they are.
So that way, even with her dying breath, she's going to try and like avenge Tamaran.
yeah, good luck with
But
that.
she's going to also try and foil his plans by killing at least one of them.
Yeah, at least one of the new these new gods that
Yeah,
they need.
She's trying to blame them because she's like convinced that they're a part of his plan, which they are.
They
Like,
are unknowingly or
Yeah.
unwillingly.
Yeah, because how can Victor know that he's a part of his plan? Because apparently, like this was set in motion before he was born.
Yeah.
Like, these people were worshiping him before he was even
Yeah,
born.
worshiping him on these planets as gods before they were ever born.
So I guess one of Darkseid's 16 divine senses is like the ability to see the future.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
He can't just only have 16.
I'm pretty sure that was like actually said before that he actually has 16 senses.
It's unreal, dude. He's Darkseid. He can't even exist in his real form in this universe without destroying it.
I hope that's how this ends.
He comes
He's
here
like,
to stop it.
It's like,
and
fine,
destroys
you
it.
killed my shadow. I'm here now. Everything dies.
Yeah, dude, Darkseid is so OP. He's broken as hell.
Yeah, he's fair.
Yeah, he's fair. He's fair.
I mean, Batman shot him. I think he's fair.
Speaking of Batman, I love that one of the word bubbles was talking about Darkseid's plan, and he had his contingency plan.
That was
set.
actually especially bolden too.
Yeah, contingency.
They knew what they were doing.
Yo, they knew. They knew.
Batman could learn from Darkseid.
Darkseid had contingency set before the dawn of time.
Yes. Batman needs to step his game up.
Where you at, son? And of course, while all this is going on, they're having these issues. Like Azrael is just, there. It's like one line where just Cruz
Yeah, I thought the
Jessica
exact
Cruz
same
is like,
thing.
do you what do you think? And he's like pretty much like, this darkness must be stopped. And she goes, ugh, why did I expect anything from a stowaway?
And that's the last we saw of him.
And that's it. Yeah, the one time he's in this issue. That was funny. And then man, there was that awesome panel where Cyborg had like let the energy like overpower him, and he started like busting open to try to like the power of the ship.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, dude, that looks so cool.
And they did that before when he connected with the other
Mhm,
box, which
yeah.
that arguably seemed more painful.
Yeah, for sure.
Azrael, yeah, he only had like one panel and like one line of dialogue, but like they're setting him up for stuff in the future because there's that whole like order of Azrael.
Oh,
that's,
yeah,
like,
for
gonna be
sure.
hunting him down because apparently they're like, our god is a false god.
I'm guessing we're gonna get at least an Azrael miniseries spawned out of this that deals with that, unless this goes on long enough to have that come back into it.
That would be cool. And if they
Would be.
do that, I don't know how Batman could top him.
No, yeah, I don't either.
I think at that point Azrael's surpassed Batman.
Yeah, he's the new Batman now. So yeah, I'm really wondering if they are going to bring other like more notable, bigger heroes into this series. Like, are they going to bring Batman and Superman, Wonder Woman, like these other characters? Are they going to come in to try to help them? Like, what's happening? How is this going to get
think
stopped?
that they would somehow sense that the source wall's broken?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I don't know, man. How is Darkseid going to be stopped, or is Darkseid going to stop all of this and leave the universe the way it is? Like, that doesn't seem like something he would want to do.
I believe these events are still going to be resonating throughout the rest of the DC universe.
I would imagine so for a while.
Yeah. I know there's some like serious things going on in like Justice League with like Superman like somehow going into the future and finding another path
And like coming
like, where
back.
they won. Like I guess like against a multiversal threat, which I would think would be the source wall breaking.
So he has this,
I don't know. We haven't read it. We're probably going to start.
he has this Infinity War Doctor Strange moment. Goes into different futures.
He was flying everywhere. He's like, I found a bridge to the sixth dimension.
Of course you did.
Yeah. I think they also asked like Mr. Mixospitalik about that. Like, hey, we need your help.
Mr. Mixospitalik.
A character that we have not talked about because like how
That character. Do you know about that character and how broken he is?
yes,
Dude, that character's
he
so
exists
dumb.
on like 10 dimensions or something.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
the
so
only way to
annoying.
beat him is again like to spell his name or say his name backwards.
Yep.
How do you do that more than once?
Exactly. Like, how does he ever fall for it more than one time? He's like, this has happened before. He actually they brought him into the Supergirl TV show.
Really?
Yeah, for like one episode, dude, he is just OP, broken as hell, just changing reality on a whim whenever he feels like it, and they trick him into saying his name backwards, like to get rid of him.
Like he could end probably the DC universe, but all he wants to do is just mess around with Superman.
Yeah,
at least from what I know.
That's pretty much it. Yeah. He just likes having fun.
He's like a stupid little pixie.
Yeah. He's similar-ish in that manner to the to the original Beyonder from Marvel.
Yeah,
he came to this like dimension from another dimension, and he said that all the power in this dimension and reality was a drop in the bucket from where he is from.
Yeah,
and he's not even the most powerful thing where he's from. Yeah. He could have destroyed the entire universe with a thought, but he was so arrogant and kind of dumb, he didn't even realize his full power capabilities. And then they retcon him to hell like a million times where he's nowhere near that powerful anymore. But like Mr. Mxyzptlk is kind of sort of in that vein of like, he's this ultra powerful character, but he just does dumb things.
Yes.
Which I guess is kind of how you have to write like an ultra powerful character like that. Otherwise you just kind of don't create him in comics, because then you just wrote yourself into a corner.
Why do you write anything
What do we do now?
that?
It's like almost what's going on with Odyssey. If this source wall is breaking and all of the multiverses is getting destroyed and exploded, and Darkseid is the one that somehow stops this and saves it all, it's like, how does anything ever oppose him?
He's the only one that could.
Yeah, and how are they ever going to oppose him again and stop him? You're not turning him back into a baby.
You mean the Escatons are taking him out? So there are a greater threat than him now.
No, what I'm saying, if he is the one, like if he somehow doesn't die and he comes back and stops all this, like, well, he's the best character and most powerful character in DC.
He might be dying in the next issue.
He might, dude, which is going to be nuts. Then what's going to happen? Who is going to defeat that just killed Darkseid?
I am pretty sure that the death of Darkseid brought the end of the world at one point.
Oh yeah, probably yeah. True. But what was it? What was it called that killed him?
The Eschaton?
The Eschaton? Who's going to combat Superman? Never mind. Superman and Batman with his contingency, because he already knows about it.
Superman, I think at this point, like, well, the whole like countdown to like Doomsday or something is still going on.
Yeah, with Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, and I think the last thing that he sees before his vision goes black is Superman like coming at him to punch him. But it's just like, how can Superman punch him?
Because he's Superman.
Well, then again, Superboy Prime punched a hole in reality.
Superboy Prime is probably the singular most OP physical creature in all DC.
He's the most dangerous person that can punch.
Yeah, for sure. Dude, he is OP.
There's other people to worry about that just do more than punch.
And of all characters, it's Superboy. It's a teenage clone of Superman. That's the most OP character.
Yeah, that's always baffled me. But then again, that's also because Superman holds back.
True, yeah. Superman, like, if he would have punched with full force, he would destroy the Earth. It's just he's too.
Wait for Injustice 3.
Yeah, just wait until he'll do that. And since we're talking about comic books, take this nice smooth segue, this awesome smooth segue into talking about some sponsors. We're sponsored by Epico's comic card game. One of each. Hurry now while supplies last. Check it out.
Omega Level Podcast is proudly sponsored by Epico's Comics, Cards, Games. Epico's is your one-stop shop for all your comic book, tabletop, and card gaming needs. Featuring collectibles, statues, artwork, highly graded comics, video games, a separate game room, and even a tabletop game rental service, Epico's has it all. Every week, Epico's is stocked with the newest comic book releases, variant covers, and the capability to order what you need. So start a pull list and never miss an issue. Epico's has 2 locations, Chattanooga and Hickson. So come on by and find what you're looking for.
That was smooth. You almost didn't even notice the cut before that.
Almost. So let's move right along here. Talk about Ant-Man and the Wasp.
It's all right.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. I'd only seen this once before, and I got to rewatch it for this episode. I actually liked it a little more my second watch than I did my first. I definitely like it more than the first Ant-Man now. I can say that after watching it again.
Really?
Yeah. I like it more.
I think, it's still not as good as the first Ant-Man to me.
I just think
the
character work is better. That's why I like it.
One of the weaker Marvel movies, but I still put it in my top 3, if not number 1.
I like both the Ant-Mans, but I do think they're some of the weaker ones just because I'm not really big into Ant-Man as a character.
It's because, comic books are already a stretch of logic.
And then Ant-Man.
With Ant-Man, it's just like, you're just throwing your brain out the window. You're just like, whatever, I'm just having fun.
We're just doing whatever we want now. I really like the Scott Lang Ant-Man because he's not this ultra super intelligent genius, and he always gets into these dumbass situations, and generally Wasp has to come bring him out of them.
Why they keep asking him for help, I don't really know. Especially when no one really seems to like him that much.
He's not even, well, except for Cap. You know, he's on a first name basis with Cap. Gets to call him Cap.
That's what we called him.
That's what we call him.
I didn't like the opening for this lie. I love his relationship with his daughter.
Oh, I do too, man. That was very well done. And she does a great performance in this movie.
It's the fuzz!
It's the fuzz. Where'd you learn that word? Also, they are potentially setting up Cassie Lang in Endgame and Beyond, his daughter, to be grown up now and to be a superhero. She has multiple different names, as they all do. She's like Stature, Stinger, and then apparently, I didn't even know, I read that she was also Ant Girl and Giant Girl at different points.
Did not know any of that.
I would assume if she becomes a superhero in the MCU, she'll be Stinger, just because that name makes the most sense of what it would be drawn from. You know what I mean?
That could actually be
Or
pretty cool.
Ant Girl.
I imagine she'd follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, she says she wants to in the movie.
The links that he goes to entertain her with like that whole like cardboard slide throughout the entire house and everything is awesome.
That was amazing.
Wish my mom loved me.
Now when he tells Wu, the FBI agent, he's like, you know the links I've gone to entertain my daughter?
Close up
magic.
One of the best gags.
How'd
in
you
all
do that?
Marvel.
One of the best scenes in the whole movie is when the guy comes into Wu's office and he's trying to do the magic and he just drops the cards everywhere. He's like, do you know how to knock? Like he's just so like enthralled by it.
Also, like the fact that like this movie does something different, where like and usually like movies in Hollywood where like I don't know where other movies are done at besides Hollywood. With like parents that are like separated, like there's always like a feud between whoever the
Right.
replacement like parent is, but they get along like
They're very
great.
supportive.
Yeah,
Her new husband or boyfriend is also very supportive of Scott. Like
yeah, they actually support each other.
yeah, that's really cool to see that.
Yeah, even the mom that left him is still like defending him and doesn't want him to get arrested again.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just come into his house. Actually, they can.
Actually, they can.
You
Yeah.
need a warrant. No, they
No,
don't.
they don't.
As soon as like Scott Lang does that whole like throwing up the cards and stuff, he's like, "How'd you do that?"
It's like, really?
It's like, wow, that would be me. What do you think of Ghost as the villain?
So I'm not familiar with Ghost much at all, other than what
Neither
I've read
am I.
about Ghost before this movie came
I
out.
assume she's from Destiny because she looks like a hunter.
Right, looks just like it. So Ghost in the comics is a guy, and
Oh, really?
and he, I don't think he does the phasing thing that has to do with quantum technology. I think he can sort of turn invisible and phase or whatnot or whatever, but he's just a thief in the comics. Is all he is. So they completely just take that name and that ability and give it to a brand new character in this movie. Because in this movie, Ghost isn't even the villain. Ghost is going to very much to extremes to try to fix her situation, and she becomes more villainous as the movie moves along until the very end when she's ready to kill Janet. She's almost completely full-blown villain at that point, and then Janet saves her. But throughout the movie, she's really not a villain. She's just trying to save her own life.
I mean, you don't really see her doing anything very morally like right.
No, but everything she's doing because she feels she's forced into a corner to have to do it.
I mean, I understand that because she talks about like how her cells are being like ripped apart and put together, and how she's just always in pain, even though she doesn't really seem to like display that she's in pain.
She's
that
used to it, I
much.
guess. She's had it since she was a child.
Well, then go on. Get over it.
She's gonna die. Like it's killing her. But I mean, like she's not a villain like the typical sense of like this villain wants to kill these people and take this thing over or like take over the world. Like
Well, Marvel
she's
typically
just
has like gray
self-preservation.
villains, but like I guess she has a selfish goal, but
Her goal is just self-preservation. She just doesn't want to die.
yeah.
She wants to.
The only reason I think they're even against her is because she's trying to steal their tech for her purpose, and the meanwhile they're just trying to do their own selfish thing by bringing back like
Janet,
their-
yeah.
Janet.
That's They both want the tech to do like different things with that. Are both honestly kind of selfish, and it's honestly really selfish of Hank and Hope. Because they just kidnapped Scott. And he's like, I know I can't be here. My whole life is on the line. I'll lose my daughter. I'll lose everything. Like, no, we'll help us first and we'll take you back.
Yeah, I felt
You'll
pretty
hardly
frustrated
notice.
for him. And then they got mad when he's like, guys, I got to go home.
He's like, what do you expect?
Yeah. Also, this movie should have been called Wasp and the Ant-Man.
Yeah, for real, dude. Wasp, dude, they let her shine. She's beast. Dude, I love that Paul Rudd, of all people, is in the MCU. When they first announced that they were doing Ant-Man and it was going to be the Scott Lang Ant-Man, and they were like, Paul Rudd's going to be him, I was like, that makes sense, actually. That's one of the few roles I could see him as.
Also, I like the fact that the one thing you got to do in this movie is grow 80 feet.
Yeah, that's really cool.
You said he had that whole scene with
Bill Foster
yeah, Bill Foster. I was just going to call him Lawrence Fishburne.
with Morpheus.
Yeah. He's like, how big did you get?
He's like 36 feet. He's like, you? 65.
Wow. See, can you guys stop comparing sizes? It's cool that he gets to be Ant-Man, but I would have rather him got to be like Celery Man.
You're so dumb. No one likes you. I love
Three people
also,
will get that joke.
right? I love also that Evangeline Lilly is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, I loved her on Lost. I think she's a great actress. I'm so glad that she's Wasp in this.
Oh,
Hope.
okay. That's who.
Hope
okay.
she's amazing. And then Michelle Pfeiffer, back in superhero roles, went from being Catwoman to being the original Wasp.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
is
it's
that,
Catwoman, bro.
oh
It's
my
Michelle
gosh.
Pfeiffer. Yeah, you didn't know that?
You talking about Tim Burton Catwoman?
Yeah. Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, from the bad Batman movies, yeah.
I am old.
No, it's not Anne Hathaway, that's for sure.
We are old.
But yeah, I really like all that stuff. I'm excited about where they could go with like a third Ant-Man movie. I don't really know like a lot of Ant-Man stories. You know what I mean? It's like I don't really know what else they could do. It's obviously gonna be something wacky like this is.
I just want to see more quantum magic because apparently Michelle Pfeiffer became like
Yeah, quantum magic now.
good resolution of where she was able to cure the ghost of her
ghost?
little powers.
Yeah, just bloop. you're
Well,
healed.
I guess possibly temporarily because in the after credit scene that he's trying to gather like quantum crystals.
Magic to keep it going, I'm guessing. Yeah. It seems like she just stabilized Ghost. It probably lasts for a while, but they have to keep doing it. So yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen with Ghost's character. I don't think that character will come back.
I don't think so either. I think that was just like a throwaway thing for them to like for a reason to be going back to the quantum realm, because why would you want to go back there?
Exactly. Like, yeah, obviously it was not it's not a very inviting place.
No, but apparently you can get like fairy hands.
You can get eaten by those little things.
Worth it.
Worth it. Yeah, that after credit scene for this movie is awesome. How like that is what wraps it into Infinity War, and the only reason he didn't get snapped is because he's in the quantum realm.
He's so mad right now. He's like, "This is not a very funny joke."
This is awful. Also, like Hank Pym, freaking Michael Douglas is awesome as Hank Pym. He's just the old crotchety guy that like, I'm the smartest man alive. Like he's so good at playing that role.
Yeah, his whole arguing with Lawrence and stuff is pretty funny. I also like how when Michelle Pfeiffer, I forgot her name, Janet took over Paul Rudd's mind.
Yes,
yeah,
dude, that
was
awesome.
It's like, well, back after 15 years, we're already bickering again.
And then when she like phases out, and he's like, nope, I got nothing. And she's not.
It's so funny.
I can't get anything, and
Also,
he's just
how did we get
holding
here?
Hank's hands.
Overall, I just thought that scene was very funny.
Yeah, that's one of the best scenes in the movie. Louise, dude, Michael Pena's character, amazing. He should recap every Marvel movie, everything. And then what did this? And then that happened. Well, Scotty did this. I love him, dude. And the truth serum gag the whole time was pretty funny until the very end when he gets injected. He goes, "It is truth serum."
I forgot my entire like intention going into this podcast was just to only call Ghost Baba Yaga the entire time.
Baba Yaga.
I already messed that up. So this episode might be a little weird because I'm gonna dub over every time I say.
We're gonna do ADR, so it says Baba Yaga every time. And I love when she shows up and takes the thing and leaves, and he's just sitting there going, "Baba Yaga."
He starts singing that little song.
Those three security dudes, they're awesome, dude. His little crew.
Yeah, Louise's
crew.
recap.
Yeah.
The whole thing was just great.
Dude, I love when he does that stuff. He should be at the beginning of Endgame recapping the past 10 years
Yes.
to Thanos. He didn't get snapped. Luis
Wow.
lives.
He's like, I need a recap. What am I missing? Snaps Louise.
We need him back. Also love that Walton Coggins was in this, even though like his role is like he's the Southern gentleman. He's the guy that's always trying to steal the building from him. Like he's very inconsequential. Ultimately, it's like really this random this guy is contending with them, but it's because he's just very opportunistic. He happens to pop in at the right times, but his performance is really good. Like he's darkly funny in that role.
I was like, how much you cared about that chandelier.
It's like, no, not my chandelier.
Stop firing.
The fight scenes in this are really cool too. I love how they do like the bigger and smaller, like just the way they incorporate
yeah.
Ant-Man's tech is really awesome.
I mean, obviously that was shown in the trailers, but I like her running along that little
knife?
like, butcher's knife
Yeah,
or
that
whatever.
was so
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
That whole sequence is awesome.
Also, kid just catches that one dude's arm on fire.
Dude, when she's fighting, when she goes to save Louise, when they're driving, that's walking. When Louise is driving the Hot Wheels car and she goes to save him and she beats up all those guys in the SUV, she just pops in between the two of them. She goes, "Hey guys," and starts beating them up, and then jumps out and flies in through the driver's side window and just kicks them. That looks so cool.
I just don't know why she doesn't always carry like a little blow dart with her.
Yeah, just always subdue
how
people.
She got Ant-Man.
That's how she got Scott. Yeah,
the greatest like passing out like acting of all time.
Dude, and when Louise comes home or comes to Scott Lang's house and the ant is in the bathtub, he's like, "Oh God!" And he sees the ankle monitor and he's like, "Scotty?" Like for a minute he thinks it is him.
He's still startled, but my God, like I'd have been a lot more scared.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would have been terrified.
Also, just like it drumming at the end.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and when he's trying to get the little ants to come to help him to fly away, and the seagulls keep flying up and eating him, he's like, "All right, now y'all are just mean."
Yeah, that was great.
I'm gonna
call you Antonio Banderas because you're a badass.
And then it gets eaten immediately.
Oh, I forgot. We almost forgot to mention like the school scene when he gets stuck at like a middle
Oh
school.
my God, dude, I love that.
Elementary school.
Yeah, and he has to put on the big hoodie.
So, come on, you can do it. You can do it. He's like,
You got it. You got it.
it's like, where's your hall pass? Just takes off.
Like, where's your hub? I'm like, what a great teacher. Just the interactions between Ant-Man, Scott Lang Ant-Man and Hope's Wasp, like their interactions are very good. Like they play very well off each other. Those actors do. I like their.
So overall,
interaction.
like this is one of the weaker ones. I initially gave it like a 7 or a 7.5 when I first watched it. Rewatching, I guess I gave it like a 7.7 or 7.8. Now that we're talking about it, I'll give it an 8.
I originally gave it an 8, tied with the first Ant-Man. But after rewatching, I definitely give it an 8.5. And it's not because the story is so strong or anything like that. It's just the interactions and the performances are really like elevated at this time. Like I really dug the characters this time rewatching it.
I just like the villain more in the first one. I just like more Paul.
Oh, definitely,
Rudd.
definitely. Yellow Jacket's an awesome villain.
Yeah.
I wish he would have been given a little more and been fleshed out more to be used again. You know, because he's dead. He's gone now. But Wasp is an awesome character, or Yellow Jacket's an awesome character in his own right. But as always, thanks for tuning in and checking us out. Are you reading Justice League Odyssey? If not, go read it. What is wrong with you? Have you seen Ant-Man and the Wasp? You should have. I don't know why you wouldn't. It's pretty good. What do you think about those movies? What do you think about that series? Let us know. We appreciate you tuning in and checking us out however you're doing it.
Leave that comment below. Bye.
Nope.
That just happened.